Ang kulit, di ba? Okay, so once again, good day everyone. So this time our topic is of course information system, organizations, and strategy. So the following question can be answered after this discussion. Number one, what organizational characteristics must managers be aware of in order to design and implement information systems successfully? What effects do information systems have on businesses? How can Porter's concept of competing forces assist businesses in creating cutting-edge, information-based competitive strategies? How can firms find opportunities for a strategic information system applications using the value chain and value web models? How can information system assist organizations gain a competitive edge by leveraging network-based strategies for strength and synergies? What problems do strategic information system attempt to solve, and how should they be approached? Organizations and information system interact with one another. No? Managers design information system with the goals of the business company in mind. No? So to take advantage of emerging technology, the organization must simultaneously be conscious of a receptive to the influences of information system. And organizational structure, commercial procedures, politics, culture, and external environment, and managerial action are just a few of the many mediating elements that affect how information technology and organizations interact. So understanding how information system might alter social and professional life in your organizations is important. So without knowing your own business organization, you cannot properly develop new systems or comprehend those that already exist. So to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome Miss Vanessa. Go ahead, Madam.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I am Vanessa Alejos, and I will be reporting the Information System Organization and Strategy. Next, the learning objectives of this study is to determine which features of organizations do managers need to know about to build and use information systems successfully and to learn its impact. To identify how does Porter's competitive forces model help companies develop competitive strategies using information systems. Furthermore, to learn how do the value chain and value web models help businesses identify opportunities for strategic information system applications. Moreover, to know how do information systems help businesses use synergies, core competencies, and network-based strategies to achieve competitive edge. And also to discover the challenges posed by strategic information systems and how should they be solved. So let's now discuss muna the two-way relationship between the organization and information technology. As mentioned previously po ni Sir Marmelo, information systems and organization influence one another, wherein information systems are built by managers to serve the interests of the business firm. And at the same time, the organization must be aware and open to the influences and information system to benefit the new technologies. So this two-way relationship is mediated by the following factors, which are the culture, environment, structure, business processes, politics, and management decision. First thing, I would like to define organization. There are two definitions for the organization, by technical definition and by behavioral definition. By technical definition, a stable, formal social structure that takes resources from the environment and processes them to make outputs. A formal legal entities with internal rules and procedures abide by law, and a collection of social elements. On the other hand, the behavioral definition of organization, it is a collection of rights, privileges, obligations, and responsibilities that is delicately balanced over a period of time through conflict resolution. A technical view of organization encourages us to focus on how inputs are combined to create outputs when technology changes are introduced into the company. The firm is seen as definitely malleable, with the capital and labor substituting for each other quite easily. But the more realistic behavior definition of an organization suggests that building new information systems or rebuilding the old ones involve much more than a technical rearrangement of machines or workers. That some information systems change an organizational balance of rights, privileges, obligations, responsibilities, and feelings that have been established over a long period of time. So technological change requires change in who owns and controls the information, who has the right to access and update the information, and who makes a decision about whom, when, and how. To simplify the two definition, ito yung figure 3.2, the technical microeconomic definition of organization. So inputs from the environment, mainly the capital, labor, and information technology. which is done to production process to create the outputs to the environment. Then the figure 3.3 naman po is the behavioral view of organization. From the environmental resources, it will be processed to the structure, hierarchy, division of labor, rules, procedures, business and processes, culture. Then process the rights and obligations, privileges, responsibilities, values, norms, and people to become environmental outputs. So the behavioral view of the organization emphasizes group relationships, values, and structures. Then next is yung features of the organization. So the main feature of the organization is devoted to the principle of efficiency, which is maximizing output using limited inputs. And to manage this principle, we have these features of the organization, which are the routines, is also called the standard operating procedures. These are the accurate rules, procedures, and practices that have been created to adapt with virtually all anticipated circumstances. And also yung organizational politics, these are the viewpoints about how resources, rewards, and punishment should be distributed that resulted in political struggle for resources, competition, and conflict in every organization. Also, it is a feature of organizational culture wherein this is a powerful force that restrains political conflict and promotes common understanding, agreement on procedures, and common practices of the organization. Also, the organizational environment then is live in the organization wherein they attract the resources on which they would apply to produce a product or services throughout the customers or the environment. Also, environment generally changes much faster than organization due to disruptive technology. And this disruptive technology acts as the substitute products that performs much better than anything that currently produced. So the last feature of the organization is the organizational structure, such as the entrepreneurial machine, divisionalized, professional, and adhocracy. Under the entrepreneurial structure, young, small firm in fast-changing environment, it has a simple structure and is managed by an entrepreneur serving and its individual chief executive officer. Like for example, yung mga small startup businesses. While the machine bureaucracy naman, ito naman yung large na existing slow-changing environment. Like for example, yung mga small, medium enterprises na nagpuproduce sa ating environment. Then next is yung divisionalized bureaucracy. Ito naman yung combination of multiple machines na nagpo-produce ng different products or services. Like for example, ito yung mga General Motors, mga Toyota, mga ganyan, mga cars. Then next is professional bureaucracy. Ito naman yung knowledge-based organization where goods and services depend on the expertise and knowledge of professionals. Like for example, sa company po namin, yung engineering services. So kailangan din namin ng gagawa ng aming FS, external auditor. So we are seeking for the consulting firms like yung mga auditing firms, like for example, like that. Yung law firms naman, school systems and hospitals is other examples. The next is yung adhocracy. Ito naman yung mga task force organization that must respond rapidly changing environment. It consists of large groups of specialized organization into short-lived multidisciplinary teams and has a weak central management. Like for example, yung mga consulting firms, yung more of consultations. Then backwards naman natin, there are other organizational features like for example, yung organizational goals like reasons with coercive goals, businesses, utilitarian goals, and universities and religious groups with normative goals. Also, the constituencies and some leadership styles like for example is democratic and authoritative leadership styles. Then next is figure 3.5 naman explains that environments and organizations have reciprocal relationship. Environment shape what organization can do, but organizations can impact their environment and choose to change the latter altogether. Information technology plays a critical role in assisting organizations perceive environmental change and in helping organizations act on their environment. As you can see, yung environmental resources and constraints, like for example, yung government, competitors, customers, financial institutions, and culture affects the firm more, as well as the knowledge and technology that produces yung information systems. Then next, economic impacts. IT changes both the overall expenses of capital and of information. It is substituted for the labor, which historically has been a rising cost. However, IT resulted in a decline in the number of middle managers and clerical workers. Kasi nababago yung, habang tumalaki yung industry natin sa IT, nauubusan na yung pagpuproduce natin ng, or pag-hire natin ng person. So, mas ini-improve natin, naglo-low siya sa cost ng hiring. And mas nagiging improve naman yung mga employees on the other hand. So, meron tayong dalawang klaseng theory, which are the transaction cost theory and agency theory. Transaction cost theory states that transactions should be organized to minimize the cost of exchange and the cost of managing the organization towards efficiency maximization. So with this transaction cost theory, for example, information technology, nagre-reduce siya ng cost and acquiring the analyzing the information para ma-reduce yung transaction cost. For example, instead yung mga nagpo-purchase sa procurement, pupunta pa sa lahat ng stores sa iba't ibang places. Meron na tayong tinatawag ngayon na supplier database, which wherein nakakatulong sa ating pag-procure or paghahanap ng mga suppliers in the company. On the other hand naman, agency theory, a concept used to explain the relationship between the principal and its agent, wherein the principal is someone who heavily relies on the agent to execute specific financial decisions and transactions that can result in fluctuating outcomes. So, as mentioned earlier, para mabawasan din natin yung pag-asa din sa different people na mag-hire ng mga tao, ang ginagawa ngayon is yung tuturo sila ng mas maraming knowledge and information doon sa isang tao para makuha niya at ma-cover up niya yung duties and responsibilities. Then next, I'll be showing the graph, which is figure 3.6, the transaction of cost theory of the impact of information technology on the organization. When the cost of participation in markets wherein yung transaction cost ay high, it made sense to build large firms and do everything inside the firm. But IT reduces the firm's market transaction cost. This means the firms can outsource work using the market, reduce their employee headcount, and still gross revenue, relying more on outsourcing firms and external contractors. On the other hand, yung figure 3.7 naman, the agency cost theory of the impact of information technology on organization. Agency costs are costs of managing firms' employees. So IT reduces agency costs, making management more efficient. Fewer managers are needed to manage employees. IT make it possible to build very large global firms and run them efficiently without greatly expanding the management. Without IT, very large global firms would be difficult to operate because they would be very expensive to manage. Next, let's proceed to how the organization and behavioral impact the information technology. Rather, the information technology, how helps the organizational behavioral impact. So, IT flattens organization by broadening the distribution of information to empower lower level of information to the lower level employees and increase management efficiency. It helps push the decision channels to enhance customers and market respondents and improve the accountability of the worker. For example, ito yung unang traditional hierarchy organization, which is marami pa siyang pinagdadaanan na decisive or centralized group. Rather than dito naman sa pangalawa, yung sa color blue, an organization that has been flattened by removing the layers of management kasi naturo na nila lahat doon sa mga mas competitive na workers or employee managers. So employees, information systems can reduce the number of levels in an organization by providing managers with information to supervise large number of workers by giving lower level employees more decision-making authority. Under naman sa post-industrial organization, it increasingly relies on the knowledge and competence and not merely on formal position. So dito naman, tinitingnan naman dito yung characteristics and the structure of yung kung ano yung build ng isang worker or manager. It achieves the enterprise objectives through inspiring and developing visions in others by proving in the knowledge and interest of them with the visions of the company. So dito, pinapunctuate nila na maturuan yung mga managers to know the proper value and how to deliver the services and products efficiently dun sa environment. The next is yung understanding organizational resistance to change. Under figure 3.9, organizational resistance and the mutually adjusting relationship between technology and the organization was reduced by the following: the technology, the task, the people, technology, people, and structure. So implementing information system has consequences for task arrangements, sa structure, and people. But according to this model, to implement change, dapat lahat ng 4 components must be changed simultaneously para magkaroon din ng equal representation or resistance para mabuo pa rin yung organizational through information system. The next, what is internet? Internet is a system architecture that has revolutionized communication and methods of commerce by allowing various computer networks around the world to interconnect, according to CANR. And the internet differs from the WW or World Wide Web because it is a way of just accessing information over the medium of the internet. So the benefits of internet to the organization: it increases the accessibility, storage, and distribution of information and knowledge for the organization. Also, it is capable of dramatically lowering the transaction and agency costs facing most of the organization. How we implicate the design and understanding the information system. So the central organization factors to consider when you're planning a new system are the following. So you might consider the environment in which the organization must function. You should also know the structure of the organization, like for example, yung hierarchy, specializations ng mga workers and staffs, routines, system, mga procedures and policies, and the business processes. Also, you should know the organizational culture and politics, like for example, yung their vision, mission, and the word or the isang core competencies ng isang organization. Then the type of organization and style of leadership, if it's leadership style or bureaucratic, democratic, or etc. Then the principal interest groups affected by system and the attitudes of workers who will be using the system. The kinds of tasks, decision, and business process that the information system is designed to assist. Like for example, para sa mga accounting, sa accounting department, kung paano gamitin yung accounting system for billing and collection, for payables, and for finance things. Then next, let's proceed to the competitive advantage, or also called competitive edge. These are the attributes that allow an organization to outperform its competitors. As you can see at the picture, kung sino yung mas nangunguna, yun yung mas may competitive advantage. So there are the things that have this role for the competitive advantage. This is called traditional competitors, which are the firms or people that share market space with various competitors who are persistently contriving new, more proficient ways to create by presenting new products and services and attempting to attract customers by fostering their brands and imposing switching costs on their customers. Ito yung nag-aagawan dun sa mga customers through brand recognition or kung ano mas level of competitive yung kanilang mga services and goods. There are Porter's competitive forces of model, which are the new market entrants, substitute products, suppliers, and customers that can affect dun sa competitive or competition of the different organization. To sum it all, ito yung ating Porter's competitive model. Number 1 is yung new market entrance. Under the new market entrance, ito yung mga new companies that are not locked up into the old plants and equipment. They open hire less expensive and more innovative younger workers, not encumbered by old worn-out brand names and more hungry than traditional occupants. However, they depend on outside financing for new plants and equipments which can be expensive and have a less experienced workforce and have a little brand recognition. At the base of this, at which certain the products or services can be replaced typically with a cheaper variation. Then yung other disadvantage niya. But the leverage held nito ng new market entrance is difficulty of patronizing the product, and also they become the benchmark of the goods and services they render. On the other hand, the substitute products and services, so dito naman the more substitute products and services in your industry, the less you can your industry control the pricing and lower the profit margins of the company or the organization. At which is, ito yung certain yung products and issues, may mga substitute siya. For example, yung mga branded na Nike, Adidas, meron siyang substitute products yung mga which is lesser cost sa market. Also, if ever yung ibang mga brands nag-produce ng isang brand, the less cheaper, pero ganun pa rin yung affordability. Then next is yung customer, the buying power of the customers. Ito yung the leverage held by the buyers in being able to negotiate the lower prices. The power of customers grows if they can easily switch to a competitor's product and services, or if they can force a business and its competitors to compete on the price through product differentiation, and all prices are known instantly. Another thing dito is, for example, yung mga trendsetters. So kung mas gusto nila yung isang product, they have the power to produce that product or that brand. Then another thing is the suppliers, the power of the suppliers. It is the ability of the suppliers to increase the prices of the inputs. Ito depende to sa in-house ng environment. Like for example, yung price ng sugar nag-increase ngayong taon. So the price of the different products affecting which have the main ingredient of the sugar is already affected, like yung mga breads tsaka mga bakery shops. So the more different the supplier has a firm has, the greater control it can exercise over suppliers in terms of the price, the quality, and the delivery schedules. The next, information system strategy for dealing with competitive forces. So there are 4 basic competitive strategy, which are the low cost leadership. It uses information system to produce and services at a lower price than competitors while enhancing the quality of labor level of service. So dito naman that gets customers by its affordability, and its competitive strategy is to create a different position in the industry. Whether there are brand differences, there are market composed of the price sensitive buyers. So ang kalimitang nakukuha nito yung mga may price sensitive na mga buyers, like for example yung pagbili sa Divisoria, yun, nakukuha nila dun yung mga buyers or customers. Then product differentiation naman, this is the use of information system to differentiate the products and enable new services and products. Dito naman sa product differentiation, it can be different sa quality, the product may have innovation, the product may be responsive to customers' psychological needs or desires, or meron silang reliability sa product or availability of the spare parts. For example, product differentiation is yung Toyota, na meron lang silang mga limit of the availability of spare parts. Also, example nito yung pag-aano ng differentiation ng Nokia versus the Samsung. The next is yung focus on market niche. These are the use of information system to enable a focused strategy on a single market niche. Ito naman can be identified by a particular buyer or group. Pwede sa geographic uniqueness, pwede naman sa particular product line. Like for example, yung insurance company na naka-base lang siya for the house building loans only. Meron naman for salary loans or para din sa mga kumukuha ng mga insurance talaga for people. Then example is yung eBay, for example, for the online customers. Nakapokus lang siya dun sa isang market niche wherein yung mga tao is nag-auction. Also yung mga the Porsche or yung nag-produce lang sila ng mga sports car. Yun yung kanilang competitive edge na binibuild dito sa focus on market niche. And lastly, yung customer and supplier intimacy. Dito naman, they use the information system to develop strong ties and loyalty with customers and suppliers. These are achieved by the satisfying customers' expectations on their art attributes. The use of information system to tighten the linkage of suppliers and develop intimacy with customers. Like for example, ito yung napapaproduce nila sa mga websites ng iba't iba, or meron silang iba't global na pinagpuproducean yung mga organization. Like for example, yung Adidas. Meron silang magandang mga platforms, like for example sa Zalora, meron silang sariling web, sa Lazada, sa Shopee, lahat meron silang brand. And also yung kanilang tiwala ng customers and suppliers for that product is also too strong, kaya magkakaroon sila ng competitive edge other the organization. Then next is yung the internet's impact on competitive advantage. Number one is yung substitute products or services. This enables the new substitutes to emerge with new approaches meeting the needs and performing functions. Yun yung impact niya sa internet. On the other hand, yung customer bargaining power naman, yung availability of global price and product information shifts bargaining power to customers. Ngayon, ang umuugo ngayon is yung mga influencers, kung paano nila ihaging yung ibang mga customers na magkaroon ng power to buy that product and to be this trend for this month or for the year. The next is the supplier's bargaining power. Yung procurement over the internet tend to raise bargaining power over suppliers, and suppliers can do also benefit from the reduced barriers to entry from the elimination of distributors and other intermediaries standing between them and users. Ito naman yung ugungan ng mga suppliers or when they can be more reliance on the internet, dun sila mas makukuha or mas ano yung information nila. Kaya for example, yung mga company or yung mga small businesses na nagpupunta sila doon ng mga mas maraming rate of response para mas sila yung mas bilhin ng mga company. The next is yung threat of new entrants. The internet reduces barriers to entry such as the need for sales force, access to channels, and physical assets. It provides a technology for driving business processes that make others easier things to do. And then the positioning of rivalry among existing competitors. It widens the geographic market, increasing the number of competitors and reducing differences among its competitors and making it more difficult to sustain the operational advantages, putting more pressure to compete on price. Then next is yung the value chain model. So let's define muna kung ano yung value chain model. It highlights the specific activities wherein yung business is have the competitive strategies and can be applied, and where the information system are most likely to have strategic impact. By using the value chain model, you may consider the benchmarking, or you have this picture wherein you have the competitive edge other amongst the project or services organization, and identifying industry best practices. Under value chain model, there are two supporting activities, which is yung support activities and primary activities. The primary activities are those that are directly related to the production and distribution of the firm's products and services which create value for the customers. And these are yung inbound logistics, wherein the receiving and storing of materials for distribution to production are conducted. Like for example, yung automated warehousing systems. The next is yung operations, wherein yung nagtatransform ng inputs into finished products. And computer-controlled machining systems yung nandito sa others operations, or manual. Then other one is the sales and marketing, wherein it entails the storing and distributing finished products to the environment. Like for example, yung computerized ordering systems. Yung nauuso ngayon is yung pag-order sa Food Panda. Yun, another way of tactic na magkaroon ng sales and marketing. Then service, it maintains and repair the firms and goods services. Kailangan dito is yung equipment and maintenance systems. Then, for example, dito yung mga equipments na ginagamit natin, for example, sa mga cellphones, meron silang mga for maintenance and repair, kaya nagkakaroon din ng equipment maintenance systems. Then next is yung outbound logistics, wherein promoting and selling the firm's products. Automated shipment siya ng scheduling systems ng mga products. Basically, ang ginagamit ngayon na pinakasikat is yung delivery ng Shopee and Lazada. The next is yung support activities naman, on the other hand, is to make the delivery of the primary activities possible. And these are the administration and management, wherein the organizational infrastructure is leveled. Next is yung human resources. Ito na yung acquires the employee by recruiting, hiring, and training them. They needs a workforce planning system. Next is yung technology, wherein yung improving of products and the production process, computer-aided designs and systems. Then the last one is yung purchasing input, kung saan ako bibili yung mga products or the main inputs of the project or the services, which is yung procurement, computerized ordering system. Then next is yung value web. So what is the value web? Value Web is a network system that can synchronize the value chains of business partners within an industry to respond rapidly to changes in supply and demand, like for example, in Shopee, Lazada, and Amazon. So ito yung a figure for to describe the value web, wherein yung industry firms, ERP systems, and transaction systems have different mode of values. Like for example, for the industry is the strategic alliance and partners firms. For the firms is the customers and customer ng customer. And the ERP system is the suppliers and the supplier's supplier. And the car transaction system, which is the indirect suppliers, which subdued by the value web. The next is yung overall performance of information system can improve through the promotion of the following business units. There are three business units nagpapa-improve ng promotion ng mga business, and these are the synergy, core competencies, and network-based systems. Sa synergy, it's the thought that point which result of some units can be utilized as inputs to other units or to organizational pool markets can expertise this relationship, can lower the cost and generate more profit. Under this synergy is the merger and acquisition. Like for example, kung may buying or teaming up of the new corporations or companies, then adding substantial new products or service line, or geographical expansion, yung kailangan mong mag-build in another location. Then franchising is considered synergy, and also starting a new complementary business for the company. Like for example, dito is yung acquiring countrywide financial enabled Bank of America to extend its mortgage lending business with each other. So they can have and produce more profits with a lower cost. Also, for example, then is yung partnership ng Shopee with the different financing divisions to produce more or get more customers wherein they can loan and buy the products they need. Then next is the core competency. Under the core competency, it is an activity for which a firm is a world-class leader, and it relies on knowledge that is gained over many years of practical field of experience and technology. It is having the superior quality control or standardization, and it competes basically in a clever marketing structure. Like for example, si Google, siya yung nagre-remain the world leading search engine as per the Business News Daily last August 4, 2022, submitted by Max Federson. And also yung McDonald's na nagpo-formidable na nagsisik ng maraming franchise all over the world, wherein yung substantial geographical expansion is being done through core competencies nila. Because yung product din nila na kanilang in-offer is pabago-bago, interchanging, but the same. Then, example din is yung P&G, a world leader in brand management and consumer na nag-produce ng Innovation Net na nagko-connect sa lahat ng models in one system. Then, the next is the network-based strategies. So, network-based strategies have different kinds. Like, for example, is yung network economics, virtual company model, and business ecosystem. Under the network-based strategy is a business economics that benefit from the network effect. And this is when the value of the goods and services increases and other buys the same goods or services. Like for example, the use of eBay in internet sites can be used by firms to build communities of users like minded customers who want to share their experiences. Like for example, sa eBay doon nag-auction tayo doon. So marami ang nagko-comment, maraming nagre-recommend. Hindi lang naman sa eBay, like for example sa Shopee and sa Lazada, pag nagko-comment sila sa isang market or sa isang company or sa isang brand, kung yun ay maganda or hindi, nakakakuha sila ng network or ng customers more. Then virtual company model, known as the virtual organization. It utilizes organization to interface individual resources and thoughts, enabling it to align with other companies to make a distributive products and services without being restricted by traditional organizational boundaries or physical locations. So for example, this one is yung Li & Fung, does not own any public factories or machines, outsourcing all of its work to network of more than 75 suppliers in 37 countries over the world. Another example, this one is yung Shein, na wala rin naman silang, hindi sila nag-own ng public factories, pero meron silang outsourcing din sa all over the world for more than hundreds na, kasi sila na yung emerging ngayon. The next is yung business ecosystems naman. It is a network of organization including the suppliers, distributors, customers, competitors that involve in the delivery of a specific products or service through both competition and cooperation. Like for example, the mobile internet platform. Nauuso ngayon na si Globe nagpo-produce siya nagbibigay siya ng isang certain na gadget just to compensate with yung kanilang mobile internet promotion, as well as ma-promote din nila yung other company ng brand ng mga mobile phones. Also, the wireless telecommunication firms, independent software application providers, and internet service providers. For example, yung mga internet service providers na may cable. Yun. Next is yung implementing strategic systems often requires extensive and organizational change and a transition from one social technical level to another. Such changes are called strategic transition and often difficult and painful to achieve. Moreover, not all strategic systems are profitable and they can be expensive to build. Many strategic information systems are easily copied by other firms so that the strategic advantage is not always sustainable. To manage the performing strategic system analysis, we have the management checklist, which are the following. So this is to see lang, for you to see na lang yung mga strategy systems or checklist. For example, what is the structure of the industry in which the firm is located? What are the business firm and industry value chains for the particular firm? Does the firm understand and manage its business processes using the best practices available? Or have we aligned information technology with our business strategy and goals? Or IT improving the right business processes activities to promote the strategy? In managing the strategic transitions, you might consider as the social technical changes affecting both social and technical elements of the organization. By communicating it to the organization, to know the progression between what is the phases means, what converted state, or ano yung changes na nangyayari sa mga organization. And also, strategic transition is also called a movement between levels of socio-technical systems wherein yung organization can improve not only their products and services through the service of the people, but also they can improve the marketing or sales with the help of the information technology. And that ends my discussion, sir. Thank you. Any other questions po? Hello po. Naririnig niyo po ba ako? Hello po.
Okay na, I think there's no questions. Thank you very much, Madam, for your well comprehensive discussion.